just came back from the Seattle University, and he came really excited and fired. Then when he was talking to us a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, but that's when he arrived home, he couldn't stop talking about what he saw at the convention at the Isagenix University. And one of the reasons I'm excited, and by the way, I have both of them right here with the little baby, is because both of them are professional. They are graduated from college, and as a matter of fact, Jonathon is a successful robotics engineer, and if you say, what the heck that means, it's a robotics engineer. It's really complex. And then we have Rachel, that she's especially in therapy with kids. But anyway, and they're going to tell you why they are in Isagenix, and then Jonathon is going to go into basically two things that he saw at the Isagenix University. That is the reason most people succeed in this business, and not only in this business, but in any business. But before, I just want to welcome guys. How you doing, guys?
We're great. Thanks, George.
Thanks, George.
For having us.
Okay, I feel
so excited and nervous.
Okay, let me start with Rachel, because Rachel has to go in a few seconds with the baby. Not seconds, minutes. But Rachel, why you are so excited about Isagenix, and why? I know you came full time to Isagenix now, and because you had two little babies. But what is the main reason you feel that you are in Isagenix?
Well, I love Isagenix mainly because of the products and how they make me feel. I can't go a day without a shake and my women's essentials vitamins because otherwise I'm a wreck. But I love the time freedom that it allows me to be home with my children and work from home and just work on Facebook and make a few phone calls every day with my kids right by my side. So it makes life really easy. And the reason I want to go full time now is because I can see the potential for both of us to not have to work outside of the home. And I really like that idea of having my husband come home and not have to leave. There's my baby coughing. Sorry. He's choking on your spit? Anyway, yeah, I only have 2 kids, but that's too much for me. So I want Jonathan to come home and help me take care of my kids, and we can have more vacation time together and play and have fun. So I like Isagenix for lots of reasons, but mainly because it's going to make my life easier and hopefully make our family happier, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, the cool thing is that they got both of them, each one had a text message today saying that they made money. 2 different ones. That's cool because, again, you know that you can have husband and wife position, and they got the email and the text message when we were here, when they came here, and they were very excited. Actually, Rachel just found out, and she's really excited. She's already asking Jonathon if she has to check for more shoes. But okay, Jonathon, what about you?
For me, I'm excited to go full time, just because I'm tired of hearing all the relayed stories of the funny things that my kids said and the funny things that they do. I don't want to miss out on that, and that's why I think, just proving, to me, like, my main worry was, can I get paid? And now, obviously, if you just get a little paycheck, well, then you just work harder and you make a huge paycheck. Just like when you're trading time for money, then if you want more money, you got to trade more time. But if you want to get more money in Isagenix, then you have to help more people. So that's the plan, is help more people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that what he says is very important, to help more people. It's different from traditional business. And before, Rachel, let me ask one question. You say Facebook. Why Facebook? You're talking building on Facebook.
Well, I think it's really easy for me to sit down on my phone after I put my kids to bed and just reach out to other people and say, hey, how's it going? And start about 10 conversations, and whoever responds back, just see where they're at in their life and see if Isagenix can help them. Whereas otherwise I would have had to make, 50 phone calls in a day and maybe get a hold of 1 or 2 people, whereas opposed to Facebook, I can get a lot more done in a shorter period of time. So that's nice.
Cool. Thank you very much. And I know you're ready to go with the baby. Let me get back to Jonathon for a second. He's still going to talk about Facebook too.
Another thing at the ISA University in Seattle, they had a panel, of course, like they usually do at all the events, but the panel had the slogans on it, and they made a point of that, whether it's in real life, just face-to-face, or on Facebook, it is the same. It does not matter. Some people differentiate and think, oh, it's different. It is not. It is the same. You still have to do the work and present yourself in the same way, but it is the same. So getting over that mental hurdle sometimes takes people a little bit of time and some practice, but it's the same.
Yeah, and that's very important. And I mentioned it many times. Facebook is just a tool for communication. The good thing about Facebook is that you can communicate with a lot of people at the same time, and you can get a lot of people to get to the information in Isagenix. You can add a lot of friends in groups, etc., like we've been doing. As a matter of fact, just today, I got a leader in Mexico through Facebook, and that's an example of the power. Now we are going to go into what Jonathon saw at the university. And first, you're going to see something. Actually, what you're going to see is not new, but it's important that if you are not having success in your business, maybe it's not new for you, but at the same time means that we are not applying it yet. Some people say when they see something, oh, I already know this. Well, you know it when you apply it, and that's what we are going to see. And before, Jonathon, how many people were in that university? This was, by the way, the university that was this past weekend.
Yeah, there was 897 or something like that, pretty much 900 people. They actually had it capped at 750, and Isagenix called and asked if they could get any more seats, and so the hotel, relocated another group that was in the room we were in, and got us another 150 seats, so we could have the 900 basically. So
yeah, it was cool. Yeah, and that's powerful, and it was the biggest university in Isagenix. The biggest one was up to that point, the one that they had in New Jersey a few weeks ago, and this one they beat it by I think by 100 people. And now I know we see the university in Minnesota is coming up, and they're already saying that they are going to beat it. They are going to go into 1,000 people. But anyway, let's go into the topic right now. I'm going to put the first slide. Okay, get it from here, Jonathon.
Okay. So while we're going through this first part, first make sure you have some pen and some paper because we're going to be doing a little practical application later on to help start. But this is the start. This is a video that's on YouTube. It's 212 degrees. At 211 degrees is water is hot, really hot, and at 212 it boils. Okay, and with boiling water you get steam, and steam can do a lot of work. Lots of industrial buildings are heated with steam. The air conditioning or the air handlers, like for heating the building, is done with steam, as well as adding moisture. All right, steam can move a locomotive. All right, that one extra degree makes all the difference. Without that one extra degree, none of that would be possible. All right, and that effort is the same in business as well as in life. It separates the good from the great. So on average, the margin of victory for the last 25 years in all major tournaments combined was less than 3 strokes. And the margin for victory between a gold medal and no medal at all is extremely small. And in 2004, the men's race of 800 meters, the margin of victory was 0.71 seconds, a little over half a second. And then in Indy 500, I know that's not an Indy 500 car, but that's okay. The average margin of victory for the past 10 years has been 1.45 seconds. And the difference in income for those, the winner and the second place, was $657,000 for that 1.54 seconds. Just another tenth of a second, 0.01 second, and it would be worth $657,000. Crazy to think about that. It's your life, though. Okay, so how much effort are you going to put in? How much effort are you going to make to get that 0.1 or 0.1 seconds. Like that's all it would take. All right, and you are responsible for your results. Nobody else is. It's up to you. It's time to turn up the heat. Okay. So this is a saying that everyone has heard. To get what we've never done, we must do what we've never done. So that 212 degree, that attitude is the only thing that stands between a person and what they want in life is, will they try it and have the faith to believe it's possible. 212 of kindness is one of the most powerful and beautiful compensations in life. We can never help another without helping ourselves. Belief fuels enthusiasm, and enthusiasm explodes into passion. It fires our souls and lifts our spirits. Having a simple, clear, defined goal can capture the imagination and inspire passion. It can cut through the fog like a beacon in the night. That is why our focus, being able to focus, is so important. Cutting out and organizing your time so that you can focus. Like Rachel was saying with the kids, sometimes it takes a little bit of focus to make sure that their needs are met first. That way she can take 10, 15 minutes and chit-chat with a couple of people real quick and then jump back in. But for that 10, 15 minutes, she can focus on her friends and stuff like that. And then we got perseverance, which is what my daughter is doing right now. She is persevering. She wants to talk to me. And the perseverance, it's not a long race. It's many short races, one after another, and there is little to no pause in between. Just like taking a step on a long journey. You don't really pause between steps, but you just keep taking the next one. All right. So now that you are aware, you have a target for everything you do. All right. 212 degrees. That's where we want to be, that one extra degree. All right. So we are going to start with our why. Why do we need that one extra degree? The one extra degree, a video that is also on YouTube that you can look up, that is with Simon Sinek, S-I-N-E-K.
Look like a real princess, huh?
Thank you. Okay. The golden circle, that's what this is called. This is how life operates, people operate. We have our why and our how and our what. Okay. So what is going to happen is the purpose of business or life comes, like lots of people operate, most people operate in the what and the how and the why, working from the outside in. So the, like for an example, okay, if Apple is not how they operate, but if they were to operate like this, the what, how, why, they would say, we make great computers. They are beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Which is, kind of, whatever, fine. It doesn't really motivate behavior, okay? But that, surprisingly, is how most people operate. The what and how, and then expect a certain kind of behavior to follow after you know the what and the how. Like, we have great lawyers. They do a great job. They can help plead your case, and it's still, kind of whatever. So what we say and how, okay, so Apple, which isn't how they operate, this is closer to what they actually say. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Now, when you hear that, that kind of drives behavior more than the opposite of the what, how, why. Going from why to how to what, that's where the passion comes in. That's why people stay up at late nights trying to figure out solutions for their problems. That why. In that video, Simon Sinek talks a little bit more about like the Wright brothers. Those men were passionate about learning to fly, and the lengths that they went to obtain that goal, even though they didn't have a lot of funding, was incredible, because that passion and that drive was consuming their thoughts, and they're driving their bodies to push on, even when they're tired and frustrated and didn't have a solution. Okay, and that's why our why is so important. All right, so we are going to help. They did a little exercise that helped us focus and learn about what might be our closer to our why. All right, so we are going to start with, this is where you want to get out your piece of paper. Okay, and what you're going to start with is your accomplishments, or what you want to accomplish on your list. Okay, so we're going to make 5 sections of five lines each, and this first section is accomplish, the things that you want to do. All right, so I have an example of graduate college, summit Everest, cycle the Great Divide, sail around the world, and get married. All right, those are all things that people can do. All right, examples. All right, so then you want to make the next section the attributes. Okay, and I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes here while you can make your accomplishments. Okay, because we're going to do this while you are on the webinar right now. That way we can get it all set up and organized for us. All right, so I'm going to give you 20 seconds here and get that list, that first section made, and then we'll move on for the second one, for the attributes. Let's see. All right. Little thinking music.
Feels right. If it feels right. Stop that endless wondering about.
All right, that's 30 seconds. Okay, so you have a little extra thinking time there. All right, so now the second section, or the next section, is attributes. All right, these things are like boldness, kindness, being a listener, outgoing, consistency, persistence. That's twice I said that now, so it might be important. I don't know. Depends on who you are. Being friendly. On my list, I put meekness, being meek, and whatever attributes that you want to get or obtain or develop in your life. Okay. So let's give another 20 seconds here to think about that.
What you should do. Quit that negative thinking. There's nothing that you've got to lose. Feel right. If it feels right. Stop that noisy traffic building inside of your head.
Okay. All right. So attributes. All right. Now we have the next section, which is do. Okay. You want to visit Spain, enjoy every day without having to worry about money, live in Australia, run the Leadville 100. That might be considered an accomplishment too. This is kind of along the same lines. Similar, but and serve more. Like whatever that means. Maybe work in the soup kitchen, or help with children that need schooling or things like that. Whatever you want to do, okay? I put in mind I wanted to visit any country that came into my mind. You know, like if kids bring home assignment about Mexico, well then let's start planning a trip for Mexico for their next break or something like that. You know, something along those lines. All right. So the next section is people. All right. So who are the important people in your life?
Well, thank you for my name there.
Yeah, no problem. So we got George Ruiz, husband, wife, mother, father. You know, those important people in your life. All right, the ones that you want to try to emulate. Okay. Let's see. So let's give another 30 seconds here.
Start stumbling with what's real. Tripping to the new daylight. Thoughts and turn. It's all some bad dream. Or so it seems to me.
Okay, so now we're going to go on to the people, or I mean the things. All right, this is okay. So the things that you want, you know, I got the Fisker automobile, which is a hybrid kind of vehicle. It's pretty cool. Skyrunner vehicle.
Yeah, that's really cool. You have to look on the internet for that one.
Yeah, that one's really fun.
I want to have one.
Yeah, and then beach house, a cabin, a sailboat. I don't know, whatever those material things are that you think that you want that would make life just fun. Maybe it's just a small house, or maybe it's just a huge house. Maybe it's just having your house paid off. Those kind of things that usually this section takes a lot less time, because people usually know kind of along the lines of what they think they want, at least, or you know, you don't have to get too crazy. But yeah, okay. So let's give you another 20 seconds here.
Time to just let it be and see what life reveals. Think to the flow and go with the feel. Go with the feel.
All right. Okay, so now comes the fun/hard part. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark off. Don't completely mark them out or scribble them out. Just put a check mark by them or something that lets you know that you selected them as the ones that you're going to delete. Okay. So first we're going to check off any 3. Okay. And we're going to give you 20 seconds to do this. All right. Okay. Good. All right. Now you're going to select another 5. All right, and you're going to have another 25 seconds to do that.
If it feels right, it's gonna be all right.
All right. Okay, so we should have eliminated 8 now. All right. So now let's go ahead and get rid of another 3. All right, and you'll have 10 seconds for this one.
Why do we start stumbling with what's real? Trip into the new daylight. Thoughts and turns.
All right, perfect. Perfect, very good. All right, I know this is hard, and it takes a lot to focus and select, but that's okay. All right, so that should be 11 now that are gone. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of another 5 then.
It's off some bad dream, or so it seems to me. Oh yeah, time to just let it be and see what life reveals.
All right, perfect. Okay, so now that we have that done, that should be 16 down. All right, so now we are going to get rid of 5 more. All right, let's go.
Sink to the flow and go with the feel. How can we believe that we can see what will be while we're here? God, go with the feel.
All right, perfect. Okay, so now we should have just 4 left, 4 of those attributes or characteristics or whatever you want to call them that are on your list. That is what we are going to use to build our why. Okay, and so the remaining items on this list is going to be what we're used to make our statement, like the last slide shows there. And so when I did my first list, I had 4 things on here, and my 4 were I wanted to love and serve others. You know, be kind is one of the attributes that I had. I wanted to be able to enjoy my life and be grateful and spend time with Rachel. All right. So my first statement that I made was like this, and it says, I am living my life of gratitude with my wife Rachel, a life of kindness and love, serving others. This is why I am successful in Isagenix. All right, that is the first why statement that I made, and you can refine it a little bit. So you want to make sure that make it as in present tense or things that you're doing that you've already done. You don't want to say, I will be living my life of gratitude with my wife, Rachel. You want to make sure, make it in the present tense, things that you're doing now. That way your subconscious mind doesn't look forward to the future, but it starts seeking for the answers to the why right now. You make sure that put it as your focus for your why. The second one that I wrote is a little bit different and refined and way of doing it, and it says, Rachel and I are living a life of gratitude, giving kindness to strangers, lifting others up by serving them. This is why we are successful in Isagenix. Just play with it a little bit and refine your statement so that it really resonates with you and who you are and where you want to be. That way, when you look at it every day, you can, you don't hate it, but you enjoy it, and it helps drive and motivate you so that you can meet your personal goals about where you want to be and what you want to do, and help you focus for your future, because you are the only one that can really do that. All right, so if you have any questions or comments or jokes, the chat line is open, but I'm sure George has some things that he would like to say. Here you go, George.
Okay, no, thank you, Jonathon. And something that is really important, start with your why. Remember that what I like at the beginning, first of all, the water boils at 212. Sometimes the effort that we are making is 211 degrees. We need a little push to get to the next level, to start boiling our water. That's when we start having results. Sometimes we are so close, but we need to do one more thing that get to the 220. And many times, not necessarily more work is to do the right things. Like when we talk in Isagenix, you have to have people looking at your information every day, at least 2 people a day. But if you are not doing any or just one, you probably are just one. In case of one, just 1 degree away every day of that boiling success that you can have. Now, the second part is on the why. It's so important to have a statement. The companies that are successful, they have mission statements. They have their personal statement. And that's why to create your statement is so important. And also write your goals. I know most people that are here on the call, and the reason is because I know many of you, because that happened to me too, we are many times afraid of writing down goals, because many times some of us at one point, we wrote our goals because we didn't achieve them or because we didn't follow the plans. We are kind of vaccinated against writing goals. And it's so important, guys, that you write what you want. It's incredible how many people say to me, oh, I have it in my head. That's not enough. When you put it on paper, and when I mean on paper, not on your computer, on paper, you're going to see that the power of that. It's something about writing it on paper. Yeah, you can put it and move it into a computer later, but when you write it the first time, make sure you use your handwriting. And you have the statement. You have to know what you want, not only on your personal things, but also even the material things. And some people are really afraid of saying that they want a car, or they want a boat, or they want this or that, because they feel that it's not right, because it sounds selfish. It's not selfish. We have several areas of our life, and one of them is to have stuff. But anyway, and by the way, I know one of the things that you want to have is a boat to go around the world. I bet it's not a canoe or a kayak.
No, it's a little bit bigger than that, I think. I'm not really sure I even want to really go around the world, but, having the ability to just spend time with the family on the water, I think would be a lot of fun. But it'd have to be a sailboat and just enjoy that time with the fam and relaxing. But
that's right. And again, make sure you keep the names of both and Jonathon and Rachel, DenBeste's, because they are going to make a lot of noise in Isagenix. Again, as I said, it's interesting because both of them are getting paid because, as you know, you can have two positions, husband and wife. And I can see in the next few months they're going up in ranks really fast. And again, as I said at the beginning, some of you were wondering, how can two professionals, robotics engineer and an expert in child behavior, that's his wife, he's a robotic engineer, etc. They were basically planning on leaving their careers. As a matter of fact, Rachel is not working there anymore. She's full-time. And now you are planning also to leave your business or your job, and you have a very good job, very well-paid job, and it's a risk. But it's really a risk. How do you feel leaving?
Well, with Isagenix having one of the things I learned at the conference was you get daily pay, weekly pay, monthly pay, and yearly pay. So with 4 ways of getting paid, I don't particularly see it as a risk. The riskiest thing I think is me losing focus and not really doing my job and presenting the business and the opportunity to everyone. That's the risk that I see. We're making plans, we're saving our money and things like that, so it's not too much of a risk. But it seems to me that with all of the options out there and the support that we have from our team, that it doesn't seem like a risk.
Yeah, I agree. I remember when I joined, I thought it was a risk because I was living on 100,000 plus income, and you are about the same actually. And I thought it was a risk, but when I saw the support that we could get, not only from the company but especially from our upline, I just jumped into it, and I'm glad I did it. Now I wonder, Alex, because I cannot see the questions. I wonder if you can, first of all, if you can still hear us. And second, if you have any questions that are coming through, because again, I cannot see the questions.
No, actually, we only have a couple of, there was a confusion at a certain point on checking any of the options that you had, but I think that's been cleared up the way it was explained.
Yeah, one of the things that I suggest, and that's something that we were going to say at the beginning, is because this is something that when you do it on your own, it's going to take more than 30 minutes. As a matter of fact, I don't know how long it took the exercise at the university, but make sure as soon as this is uploaded into howtogetgoing.com, that you listen to this and then you stop the video every time to do the exercise, because I know sometimes you want to think even better, and obviously in a 30 minutes, sometimes you are caught off guard like a deer in front of a big highlight. And it's like when somebody say to me sometimes, introduce me, say, "Hey, George is very funny. Tell us a joke." I have the flashlights in front of my face. I don't know what to say. That's the same thing. And I'm sure some of you couldn't think about. But I make sure you watch this again, and then you can go step by step on this and watch the videos that he suggests, especially the one by Simon. I forgot his last name.
Sinek, S-I-N-E-K.
Yeah, that video is about 15 minutes long, and it's really good. I think every leader in Isagenix has been using the essence of that video. I use it a lot in my presentations and even when I'm talking to people. For those of you that went to the New York kickoff, you saw Peter Kelly, Alexis Romano, etc., referring to that part too. I mean, it's a powerful video, and I recommend you to see it. It's on YouTube, and there are two versions. There is one that's about 12 minutes. There's another one 15 minutes, and I understand that they have one even longer. That's about 30 minutes. That's his whole presentation that he did at TED Talks. That was about 30 minutes long. I have not seen that one. I've seen the 15 and the 12 minutes. But anyway, guys, again, if you have a question or something, before I forgot, we are going to resume next week. We are going to go back again to the Eric Worre models. We have 2 more to go, and where you can learn how to prospect using the book. The book Go Pro, very important. The reason I wanted to bring Jonathon and also his wife at the beginning is because they came fresh off forward what they saw at the Isagenix University. And something I want to tell you, the why is more important than the how-to, and the reason is because if you have the how-to but you don't have a strong why, you never are going to follow through. But when you have the strong why, you find the how-to. The how-to comes to you, and it's so important for you guys to have that in your mind. But anyway, again, Alex, I'm going back to you.
Great. Well, George, thank you, and Jonathon, thank you, Rachel, thank you, because it looks like, you know, going to these events is really uplifting. I remember first time I went to an Isagenix University, when I came back, my business started to explode because it really, really pumps you up. So I thank you all.
Something that you say so important.
Yeah.
Before I forget about the events, I came back from the last event in April that I went to, and this was we are in June. That was only 2 months ago. My business has increased by 40% since then, and we are not talking about 40% from 1 cycle to 2 cycles. We're talking about big cycles to bigger cycles, and I'm glad because for those of you that don't know, I'm getting married on June 14th.
The 14th?
I'm glad and it's listening to you here. And obviously, I want that income to get bigger. But anyway, I'm excited by what is happening in Isagenix right now. We see the checks moving really quick. Isagenix just broke another record this past week. They had the biggest day ever. They had not released the number for what I heard from a little bird. If we multiply that number of daily number by 365 days, we are at something like $960 million in a year. Obviously, we did it right now in May, last month, May, and we are not going to hit that 900 million this year. Yeah. But this year, we are going to be at least $200 million more than last year. And next year, the way that the numbers are moving, it seems that Isagenix is going to hit $1 billion in a year. That means over $500 million in commissions paying for you and to you and me, guys, to all of us. And that's really important because it's a lot of money that's getting paid. Right now, people are going faster. Last week, we announced 2 weeks ago, the newest millionaire in Isagenix. Now there's a newer one, by the way, the 110th. Just today, but the 109 was Emily in our organization. Emily and her husband Hayden. How do you say Hayden? His name, and they are only 26. And it's interesting because in August 2012, that was not last year, but the year before, less than 2 years ago, they were struggling, and suddenly 18 months later, they are millionaires. This is interesting. But anyway, just I don't know, Alex, if you want to add something else?
No, just by the way, George, question: on the 16th of June, will we be holding a webinar?
What happened the 16th of June? Why not?
To be on your honeymoon.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
No, probably we still are going to have a webinar. How it's going to happen, I don't know, but I'm going to be there.
Okay.
If I'm not, I'm going to be recording myself. No, I don't know. Really. Jonathon, do you want to add something before we leave?
No, I don't think so. I think, we're just in the right place with the right company. That's, the reaffirmation that I saw at the university. All the leaders want us to be successful as we build this empire. They want us to be. They've been where we were, and they want to help us get to where they're at. It's quite an amazing enterprise and business here.
Okay, I had the picture here for a second, lost everything. Okay, here you see. Oh, that's the old picture. What the heck happened with the new one?
I don't know.
Well, we lost the old picture. This is an old picture that we have that Rachel said that nope, that's not go. Oh, here it is. Okay, we have Rachel. Jonathon with the two babies. Well, thank you guys, and you're going to see that picture all over the place because, again, they are go-getters. Rachel, of course, she's with the babies right now, but she's an amazing speaker, too, and she's an amazing speaker in person. You have to see her. She probably because of her background, and probably because she obviously knows about people behavior. She's really good about that. But anyway, again, thank you, Jonathon. Thank you, Rachel. I know you're with the kids right now, but anyway, thank you very much for participating at the beginning. Thank you, Alex, and thank you, everybody. We see you next Monday. What is next Monday? The 9th, no?
That's right.
Yeah, the 9th. Okay, next Monday for sure. I'm going to be there. And obviously, the following Monday, we are going to find the way to. We are going to have a webinar. Don't worry, because even if I am in the honeymoon, eating honey in the moon, I don't know why they call it honeymoon. Okay, guys. Translation. Okay. That's the problem with. I don't get it.
Take care, and thank you again to all. Congratulations, and well, see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Good night, everyone.